Deep beneath Gaza's ruins, a troubling discovery. US intelligence suggests Israeli soldiers sent Palestinians into tunnels feared to be rigged with explosives. Now questions rise inside Washington about battlefield tactics, legality, and America's own complicity in a war that refuses to stay in the shadows. A Reuters report released on November 12th says that the United States gathered intelligence last year suggesting that Israeli soldiers sent Palestinians into tunnels in Gaza believed to be lined with explosives. According to the report, information was shared with the White House and analysed by the intelligence community in the final weeks of President Joe Biden's administration. International law prohibits the use of civilians as shields in military operations, and the revelation raised concerns inside Washington. Officials in the Biden administration had already been alarmed by media reports indicating that Israeli forces were potentially using Palestinians to protect their troops in Gaza. The US intelligence findings, now revealed for the first time, added a new layer of scrutiny to Israel's wartime tactics. The intelligence raised questions within the White House and among US analysts over how widespread the practice might have been and whether it was directed by Israeli military leadership. The officials, who spoke anonymously about classified national security matters, did not specify whether the Palestinians referenced were civilians or detainees. Reuters could not determine if the Biden administration discussed the findings with Israeli authorities, and neither the CIA nor former White House officials responded to requests for comment. In response, the Israel Defense Forces said it prohibits the use of civilians as human shields or coercing them in any way to participate in military operations, noting that its Military Police Criminal Investigation Division is investigating suspicions involving Palestinians in military missions. The intelligence report was one of several assessments circulating in Washington as the Biden administration's term drew to a close. US agencies were also reviewing internal Israeli discussions about the military's conduct in Gaza and its potential legal exposure. At the same time, intelligence suggested Israeli government lawyers had warned there could be evidence supporting war crimes allegations over the Gaza campaign, a finding that deeply concerned US officials. Some believed the new intelligence supported claims that Israel's operations could violate international law. If confirmed, it could have made Washington complicit, given its continued weapons and intelligence support to Israel. However, lawyers across several US agencies ultimately concluded that the evidence did not prove Israel had committed war crimes. They determined that the incidents described were isolated rather than systemic, allowing the United States to continue its support for Israel. The revelations underscore growing tension within Washington's own assessment of Israel's wartime conduct, and the legal and moral questions that continue to shadow its military campaign in Gaza.